I the a-hole for not letting my neighbor's son, who I've never met, connect to my Wi-Fi? Okay. I was away from home earlier today and I got a Ring notification that someone was at my door. I answered and he said, "Hey, I live next door. My Wi-Fi is out and I'm trying to finish my school homework for school. Can I access your Wi-Fi to do my homework?" He looked it to be in high school or older, and I have never met or talked to him before. I told him no and said sorry. As he walked away, he was talking to himself. Yes, talking. He just wanted to do his homework and went back next door. Actually felt bad for not helping the kid out. If it was a legitimate need, currently I'm not working and my internet is something I make sure I pay so I can use it for job searches and obviously entertainment. Honestly, I'm not comfortable giving out my password to someone I don't know to use my internet. Also, would he continue to want to use it tomorrow or the next day as well? And eventually, I would have to change my password, and then he would come back over because he no longer can access it when I did. AITA for not letting the neighbor boy access my internet and giving him my password as well. Okay, here's my thoughts. You didn't want to give your password to the neighbor's son, to the neighbor's kid. I mean, it's your internet. You pay for it. He doesn't pay for it. The neighbors don't pay for it. But should you have given it to him? I mean, that is up to you, though. Now, would I have done it? It depends. I mean, it's like, are you really an a-hole to do that though? Like, does that make you an a-hole? Does that? Because you didn't want to give it your Wi-Fi password to the neighbor. Hmm. I don't. Hmm. I mean, honestly, no. But then again, he could just go to the library. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, if you don't want to give it to you, you don't have to give it to him. It's yours. You pay for it. He doesn't pay for it. Nor does the neighbors. So, in other words, he could literally just go to the library. They have computers at the library for free. Like, let's see what other people have to say about this. There is free internet at the library. I just said that. I just said that. He could go to the library, bruh. He could have went to the library, sat down, did his homework there. The coffee shops or even Walmart. Yeah, Walmart has free internet. Coffee shops has free internet. Now, if he goes to the coffee shop, he has to bring his own like laptop or tablet with him, like iPad with him. But they have free internet. Is this person you don't know this? Yeah, like what if he downloads stuff that he's not supposed to download and it's on your IP address? Like it's on your internet provider. It's like it goes back to you. It traces back to you, not to him. So yeah, that'll make you an a-hole. Yeah, yeah, true, true, true. Okay, here's this post from Ivy Meadowkiss. This comment. This person said, "For real, yeah, giving your Wi-Fi to a random teen is peak chaos, waiting to happen. Could be innocent homework or secret hacker vibes. Library and Starbucks exist for a reason. Keep your password safe." Yeah, you don't know this kid. Okay, let's go back. You say you don't know him at all, right? Yeah, you never met the kid. Okay, so you never met the kid. You don't know him from a can of paint. You don't know his true intentions are. He could have been a hacker. He could have hacked your stuff. He could have hacked, you know, and got information off of you or downloaded illegal stuff. And again, it will trace back to you, and you will be behind bars, not him. So yeah, that'll make you an a-hole. You're just trying to protect your own stuff. And again, the kid could have went to the library, could have went to a coffee shop, could have went anywhere that had free internet. And if he has his own like laptop or like electronic device that he could access internet, he could have took that there. So don't make you an a-hole. Let's see what other people have to say. Which alright. Well, I fell with tennis. Who's See what I'm saying? Right here. Montana Purple Mountains. We shared our Wi Fi with tenants who used a month's worth of in 5 days downloading from restricted sites. Could have went to illegal sites he's not has no business going to, and almost got our access canceled. From the only yeah, man, like yeah, you got to be careful because you don't know what people's intentions are these days. You don't know what he could have said, yeah, I gotta do homework, but in reality, he's gonna go to illegal sites and do like illegal things, and again, it traces back to you. This is traced back to him. Yeah, I mean, okay, if telling the parents, talking to the parents, and then giving it to the kid, and then afterwards, change the password. That does sound like a good idea. You could give it to him, and then afterwards change your password. Yeah, right here, I wouldn't do it. I know people who got in trouble with this because the whole family. Yeah, he could have like illegally download stuff and like download stuff that really is like can really put you behind bars if you know what I mean. Like, so you don't know his true intent. Like, I mean, again, he says it's for homework, but you're not with him. You don't know what's going on. You're not there to monitor him to know what type of stuff he's getting into. Guest Wi-Fi, okay, yeah. I never set up guest Wi-Fi. Has anyone ever created guest Wi-Fi before? Ever set up guest Wi-Fi? I never did that before, but that's a smart idea to do. Okay. But yeah, let me know if you guys think the redditor that made this post is a hole for not letting the neighbor's son use her Wi-Fi password. And I have another post from AMI the a hole for not offering to help my coworkers. Okay, let's check this one out. I work in a small office, about 8 to 10 people, depending on the day. I work in a small office, about 8 to 10 people, depending on the day. It's the start of the year and things are slow going. I asked 2 or 3 people who sit around me if I could help them with anything because I'm not currently on an active project. All of them, along with the secretary, confirmed that we don't have a lot of projects going right now and everyone's just trying to look busy. There is one ongoing project from last year that I haven't heard anything about from my boss besides you need to work on this in the past several months. I did work on it, finished my assigned task in half a day, and upload them to the company's server. Gave the project lead a heads up that it's done. Project lead left the company a few days later, and the project was given to someone else who sits on the other side of the office and not hear the we don't have much going on right now conversations. I was asked by the new project lead today what I've worked on for the project, and I told him that apparently the entire project has changed significantly since I was last briefed, without me being called into any meetings or discussions to keep me updated. I expressed frustration to the new project lead, perhaps unwisely, that I was not communicated with. I wasn't blaming him and made it clear that that's not what I was doing. He proceeded to rant at me about people not taking responsibility, not asking if they can help other people with their projects when they're not busy, slacking off in general. Apparently, he's been working nights and coming in early because he's been given several different projects to work on. When he walks through the office, he can see everyone else being bored as hell, and it's not acceptable. And apparently, it's my fault for not offering to help him specifically when I was under the impression the office was just wasn't busy, which is common of the for this time of the year. Okay, let me process this because I'm still kind of shooken up about the dog that scared me. Um, okay, so basically, the gist I'm trying to get is you went around your office and asked people for help, and they were like, we're good. We don't need help." And you didn't ask somebody. You didn't ask a particular person. The new project lead. Okay, let's see. Let's see what people have to say. Okay, this person said the project lead is just taking it out on you, when in reality it's part of communication, a part of the project lead and the company in general just to blame. Yeah, you're not the a-hole. I mean, you did reach out to other people and ask for if they need help, and everyone seems fine, and you're like, okay, well, everyone seems fine. Then you talk to this one person, and you're like, oh, well, why you didn't ask me? Why you didn't help me? Like, um, I thought everything was taken care of. I thought everyone was fine. So I mean, you're not really a hole. It's not your fault. Yeah, true. If you need, okay, guys, if you need help, ask for help. Like, go to someone and be like, hey, I need help with this. Don't just hold that in. Don't just like try to do everything on your own, knowing you're drowning in work. Like, you should always ask for help. So it's really the other person's fault for taking it out on you, and they're the ones the a hole, not you. The person that made this post, you're not the a hole. That the person that you talk to is. Capacity or yeah, okay. Here. From Big Year 526. But be careful going forward. My guess is that the new lead is under pressure to show results in their new capacity or possibly to assert who is the boss. And you were the first person to get in their line of fire. Yeah, you were like the first person probably that they targeted after that, that got to hear what he got to say or she got to say. Okay. I suggest that you ask for another conversation to get caught up on the changes in the project and specifically write to him the goals, tasks, timeline as communicated to by your previous lead. Then say clearly there are a discrepancy between the previous lead's instructions and the current situation, and you need to discuss it so you can move forward effectively and efficiently. Yeah, true. That's something you can do. You know, you could do that. Yeah, it's just all a communication problem. He wasn't communicated by anyone else about what's going on. So again, it's not your problem. It's really the whole company. The company you work for, the people that's above y'all are its problem. They didn't explain to him, and since he didn't get explained to, you know, things, he, you know, became a jerk to you. Yeah, okay. Drawaway. Drawaway's right. As the lead on the project, it is up to him to make sure that the people involved are given the needed information to work effectively. If he needs help, he should ask for it. He should ask for it. If he needs help, he should ask for it. He shouldn't be bottling that inside and not letting people know that, hey, I need help. If the needs for the project have changed, he should notify them on what needs to be updated. Yeah, true. If things change, he should notify the people in the office what needs to be updated and what needs to be changed. Y'all both are right to be frustrated. True. Yeah, you should tell them that that you did go around asking if people needed help and stuff, and also check with him. Just apologize and be like, I went around and asked for if people needed help, and you know, I didn't know you needed help, and I didn't communicate with you, and things, you know, down the chain. It's just yeah. But that's that post right there. And now we're in relationship advice. The next subreddit is relationship advice, and this post by this redditor is boyfriend 29. He's a male. Okay, cooked the dinner soup for first time and only poured one bowl, stating we would 28 female be sharing. Okay, this is the girlfriend's perspective. This is her side of the story. Let's hear her out. I, 28 female, cook dinner for my boyfriend, 29 male, all the time. Tonight he cooked it dinner for the first time. He makes soup, and when it was done, he bought a tray along with one bowl, one spoon, and a piece of bread. I initially thought he was going to go get another tray or bowl, but we didn't. So I asked him, and he said we were going to share this bowl. Oh my God. Yo, so I just imagine that's what's going on in his mind. That's what he was thinking about. Like, he's like, I'm gonna eat some, and I'm gonna give you a spoon, and you're gonna eat some. Then after that, I'm gonna get a spoon. I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna feed it to you, and then you're gonna take the spoon, and you're gonna feed it to me. Like, I just imagine that's what he was trying to do. Now, where were we? I thought that was extremely rude and very annoyed about it. It sounds so stupid even as I'm typing it out. But the fact that I've made him dinner 100 times plus, and I have never done something like this is really getting under my skin. I was staying for hours while it was being prepared, how hungry I was, and sharing a bowl of soup, really? Why? He made a huge pot worth too, so I truly don't understand. He is perplexed and about why I'm so annoyed and about this, but I really think it's just so inconsiderate. So every time I want a bite, I have to ask him for one. I'm Middle Eastern, so hosting and etiquette are very important to me. He's white. It all makes sense. It all makes sense now. It makes sense why he would do that. Oh my goodness, bro, that's hilarious, bro. Oh my goodness, yo, that's hilarious. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. It all. Oh my goodness, it all makes. It makes sense now, bro. Hold on, hold on. I'll make it back to it, bro. Oh my goodness. I swear, again, I don't know if he was trying to think of like Lady in the Tramp or what, but that's just hilarious. I swear. Let's continue. Uh, he's white, and I never dated a white guy before. But I've heard. Oh my goodness. Hold on. But I've heard things like this. He's also been inconsiderate in a lot of other moments. It's strange. I bet it is strange. I bet it is. It's strange because I know he really cares about me and actually believes that he generally doesn't know any better. But I can't use that as just justification forever. I realize how ridiculous and minute this may sound. Minute? I think she was meant to say minuscule. If I'm pronouncing the word right, minuscule, not minute. How ridiculous and minuscule this may sound, but there's a baseline selfishness to it that I can't get over, which is why I want to know what other people think about this. Listen. Sorry, I was turning off my heater. My feet were cold, so I was turning off my heater. It was getting too hot. But let me. Okay, my thoughts. I've been saying my thoughts about this, but I'll say this: got to be some later Trump type vibe. Either he's trying to recreate later Trump with his soup. That's one thing. He was trying to do that. Or again, the whole I'ma eat some, you eat some, then I'ma take it, I'ma feed it to you, and then after that, you feed it to me, and then we both hold the bowl. I glurp, you glurp. I don't know. Maybe that's what he was thinking about. I don't. I don't know. But the fact that you had to mention that he's white is just so funny. That's like the cherry on top. That's just the cherry on top. Okay, let's see what other people have to say about this. Okay, so far people want to know what he said. Okay, this is Sparta says has nothing to do with him being white or otherwise. He's just selfish and defaulted to that. Yeah, it could have been selfish. Could have been a selfish guy. Could be that. Trying to make her uncomfortable. Trying to get under her skin. I never seen behavior like this either. Hound's tooth reader. I never see someone do that before. White possum magic. White person here. We don't share bowls of soup like pigs eating out of toilet. Another yep. Another white person here. We have soup bowls and spoons enough for everyone. No need to share. I'm a white soup eater. Let me just. Okay, Zoe Dave Chappelle. He doesn't care about you, OP. He is conditioning you to accept escalating mistreatment. It often starts small, but then when you're in too deep, is when the big stuff starts. This is how abusers are able to have long-term victims. Um, do y'all think that he's escalating into abuse? Do you believe this is like on the path of abuse? I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be, but I'm not really too sure. I mean, let me see what else this person has to say about this. They're often super charming and almost perfect in the beginning because they know how to fake it. Things like this are pretty big red flags. Though if you accept how ridiculous it is to happen in the first place. And it's like I've only had one man ever do this to me. Same situation. I've cooked for him countless times, and he cooked for me, and he decided we would share. This man made me think he was gonna give me the world and love me forever. We first got together, and he ended up being abusive. The last day I ever saw him, he tried busting my door down after drawing me against the wall, and I called the police, and they escorted him to get his things. I mean, I guess. I mean, I guess it could go that way. It could go that route. It could go to the route of it being, abuse. Physical abuse. But yeah. I mean, okay. I'm looking from that perspective. I'm looking from that perspective now. You know, let's put aside the lady and Trump stuff. Let's put it in this perspective. Him fixing a big pot of soup, but only bringing one bowl. That is kind of like, why not bring a bowl for her. Why not fix? Okay, you fix this. You fix a pot of soup, right? You got your bowl, and you got her bowl. Well, first off, what he should do, which is not my relationship, but the idea what he should do is he should have fixed her, serve her first. Just like she's always served him first, why not serve her first? Why not give back to her? Made her a nice soup dinner. A nice soup dinner. Maybe her favorite soup. I don't know what her favorite soup is, the poster, but make her favorite soup. You fix the soup in the bowl. You bring it to her. You bring her drink. You sit. After that, get your stuff. Get your bowl soup. Get your drink. You sit down. You have a nice conversation, and yeah. But instead, he's being selfish in a way. Well, not in a way, but he practically was being selfish by just bringing one bowl of soup, which, he shouldn't do that. He shouldn't do that. No matter if you're trying to share it, it's just, yeah, he shouldn't do that. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are about this. What y'all's thoughts about all these Reddit posts? Well, let's get to the next one, the last one. And this is another relationship advice post. And this one is, husband all of a sudden texts his high school crush and wants to meet her. We're happily married. What is this? Dirty female, dirty male. Hear me out, especially men. I want you to really, really imagine this scenario and tell me if it can be just innocent thing not to worry about. First off, I'm trying to figure out who is the person in this scenario. Maybe they'll explain as time goes by. Okay, so we are together for almost a decade. Most of it married happily. We've grown so much together and built the perfect life relationship for us. We trust each other, and there are no icks or uncertainties between us when we talk to our opposite sex friends. We had a very big crush. Okay, he had a very big crush on a girl. Sorry. Yeah. On a girl from his high school for years. He eventually confessed in and received a rejection as the girl told him she doesn't feel the same, and she most probably likes girls more. Still, no uncertainty. He continued to be friends with her after rejection, and then after school, they stopped talking. All of a sudden, my husband wakes up today and says he saw her in his dream after 15 years and immediately wanted to find her on social media to see what she's doing with her life and what she is. Huh? Wait. But back to this. Huh? You had a dream about a girl you met in high school, right? And after 15 years, you want to reach out to her? Why? Now, unless it's some spiritual reasoning, okay, I guess. Unless God put it in your heart to do that. But if not, why? I can only accept that if God put it in your heart. Like, okay, I got to talk to this person. God wants me to reach out to this person. God wants me to connect with this person to tell them something. Cool, I did God's work. I got to move on. But if it has nothing to do with God and you just... Why? Like, you have a wife next to you. Why you want to reach out to another woman? Unless he's already talking to her already. Behind the wife's back, he was already communicating with her. He just saying that, just say that, Maybe he's in his I hate my wife phase. I don't know. Let's continue. He finds her and texts her just casual, hi, how are you? Just was thinking about high school and want to search for schoolmates here, etc. Then let's meet and catch up sometime this week. And he tells me about this only several hours later in the car when he's back from out of town. He says, don't freak out. Here's the deal. I feel nothing about her now, and I'm going to meet her, just catch up. Come on. Let's be real. Let's be FFFR. Be FFFR. Come on. You really believe this, lady? Your husband reaching out to the old classmate? and he doesn't want you to freak out. He doesn't want you to worry or be concerned. And that, oh yeah, we're just gonna catch up. Yeah, they're gonna catch up, all right. They're gonna catch up real good, real nice. Yeah, they're gonna catch up real nice, real dainty. Let's continue. I want to know what you think about it. I was initially shocked. I was shocked. Then slowly was coming into terms with that when he says you trust me, right? I gave too much to build all this with you, and I really value it to lose because of something like this. So it's just a catch up meeting, and one, if I realize I feel something, will immediately stop any communication after that. And on the other hand, two, if I realize she's a great person and I don't feel anything about her, I may stay friends with her because I also want a new person to talk to. Like you have all these guys you talk to. Okay, let's go back to number one. If I realize I feel something, I will immediately stop any communication after that. What the heck, bro? So you're already admitting the fact that you might catch feelings? I mean, thanks for the honesty, but still, just bro, you're telling your you're telling your wife the truth, which thank you for being honest. Thank you for being truthful. You know, thank you for letting the truth be set free. That you are letting your wife know all this. Thank you, because it's better to let it be known than to hide it, than for her to find out secretly. But the fact that you saying that you might catch feelings, that's crazy, bro. But you'll stop all communication. Oh goodness. Let me guys know what you think about that. Let me guys know what you think. Anyways, just to mention, every guy I generally talk to, not daily basis, aside of his friend, my married coworkers are just old friends from a former job or college who I never had crush on, or had been pursued by. I eventually told him that it's okay to meet once, and as I know her, I got acquainted with her 15 years ago. She's a sweet girl, and she knows me. He can tell that we are happily married, so that there's no possibility that the girl thinks it's a date or something. But as I went to sleep and I started analyzing, overthinking, of course, I realized I would think 100 times before writing to my former crush, let alone ask him to meet me. Yeah, okay, we're gonna get to that point. Let me finish this, and we're gonna do the reverse. Let's think about the reverse, how this will play out in the reverse. But let's continue reading. I realized I would be okay if it was any other girl. Okay, you would rather it be any other girl, but this girl, this woman, you would rather it be someone else than her. Okay. Including ones that had crush on him, but not a person that he was in love with for a long 3 years and was telling me about with sparkles in his eyes when we were young and just friends. I couldn't sleep the whole night, imagining all that could go wrong from that one meetup and breaching realities. My afterthought that stayed was, why would he want to stir things up when they are the most quiet, even if he doesn't have any feelings now? It's possible that spark his reunited, right? I told him my thoughts in the morning after a completely sleepless night. He got immediately so mad, only for that I could not sleep because of such a tiny irrelevant matter, that I sacrificed my health for things that didn't even happen yet and wouldn't happen. He started yelling that I don't trust him and that my overthinking is a big problem, and I should not decide who he wants to meet in text. I said I should when it affects me and relationship. He said that if so, he would from now on refuse to let me meet any of my guy friends to show me how controlling my behavior feels. Okay, let's continue. On my mark that I had not been in deep love for 3 years with any of them, he said, Jesus, it was 15 years ago. Yeah, it's 15 years ago, but But why you want to go back 15 years? Why are we going backwards? Why you want to reconnect with that woman? Again, the only way I could justify this is that it was put on your heart from God. Like this was like something that you had to do as a test from God. Yeah, but other than that, you just reaching out to a woman you knew 15 years ago that was a classmate. It's crazy. Like, why do you care? Like, why? And also, why you press about this towards your wife? Like, you know what? Nah, let's get to the reverse. Let's say the roles will reverse. Let's say your wife did this to you. How would you feel, huh? You feel some type of way. You want to ask questions, want to know what's going on. Yeah. So why can't she ask questions? Why can't she want to know what's going on? Why? Well, I'm pretty sure. Yo, I swear to you, if this was him in this situation, that man would not be. He would not have ate for days. He wouldn't even know what food looks like. He wouldn't even know what food tastes like. Because all he would think about is his wife being with a classmate from 15 years ago, and that she's thinking about him versus thinking about him, the husband. So of course the wife has every right to feel some type of way. I mean, I'm pretty sure he would feel some type of way. When y'all feel some type of way, all the men out there, if your wife did that to you, would you feel some type of way about that? Of course you would. You want to know why you want to reach out to a man that you know 15 years ago, and all of a sudden you just thinking about you just wake up thinking about them. Come on, man. Let's be real. Let's be FFFR. Let's be so real right now. Anyway, we had a big fight with tears and all. His last remark was, "You became the woman I was happy. You became the woman I was happy you weren't." In terms of sick jealousy, that hurt deeply, and added, "This topic is closed. I won't text her anymore and not meet her as you wish." The thing is, if not for such things like me telling, okay, hold on. If the thing is, if not for such things like telling me about his plans to stay connected with her, if he didn't show me what they texted initially and later showed, and even changing his 5-year and cringy username to a normal thing before wanting her to make an impression, I would agree with the meetup and not have a second thought about it until later. But he behaved like an excited 15-year-old with those actions. But I also think I really did my imagination. Man, is it possible that this is an innocent thing and he's right? Is it possible that this will not lead to anything worse? If I set clear boundaries versus if I let him be, what could be the outcome? It surely feels like midlife crisis. Like he wants to check it if she still. Hold on, so sorry. I could read. Like he wants to check if she will want him now, as he got better, fitter, and good looking. I don't know, I'm confused. Oh, before I go to the comments, whatever people have to say, I'll say my thoughts. As far as you wanting to set clear boundaries, you have every right to set clear boundaries. You have every right to feel some type of way. You have every right to speak your mind, speak your truth, and get to the bottom of things. You have every right. Now, if he takes it a certain way, then, it is what it is. And as far as him trying to spin the block, I mean, that could be a reason. Maybe in one way, I can see that was probably his first love. The first woman he truly loved, and he just couldn't be with her, and in a way, he settled for you. You have every right to feel that way. That you feel like, oh, he just settled for me. You have every right to feel that way. So let me know what you guys think about this. Let me guys know what you feel about the situation. Let's see what other people have to say. Okay. Somehow, I don't think we are happily married. I think you are happily married, and he's not. Yeah, I think the lady here is happily married, and the husband is not. I think he's just trying to probably look for other avenues, other ways. This seems spot on. Even he also thinks they are happily married and he thinks that his interest in meeting the crush is innocent, he's absolutely and bizarrely setting himself up for bad results. What if they meet and he is smitten again? A partner actually committed to his relationship simply wouldn't put himself in this situation. True. True. He would put aside whatever curiosity he's feeling and avoid it. The fact that he's eager and defensive, despite the obvious risk, strongly suggests he doesn't value his relationship with OP in the way a respectable partner should. True. That is very true. It's like, again, she has every right to feel some type of way. She has every right to feel some type of way about this situation, and if she feels that he's not respecting her, she can address that. Midlife crisis in the works. I know. Okay, this person's been through that midlife crisis. Yeah, it's anger. Like him being angry about the situation can draw some red flags. It can draw some red flags. Why he would feel some like anger that, oh, my wife's stopping me from being with my 15-year crush. The woman I had a crush back in high school or something. Yeah, I mean, why get mad? I mean, bro. I don't know what the lady looks like. I can't say if the lady is very attractive. I don't know. I don't even know if the lady's just type. But it's just the idea that in some capacity, it's like the woman he wanted to be with 15 years ago, he couldn't get. So now he's with a woman now, and he's been happily married with, but in reality, he probably is not happy. And he's just trying to really get back with his crush. And now, imagine this: like, what if he did meet his crush and things hit off for him and his crush? He would divorce his wife, honestly. And in one way, it's a blessing and a curse. It would hurt. It would suck for the wife, but then again, she would have closure and relief that, okay, I see the true him now. I see the kind of person he is. I see the man he is after all these years. And he's not the type of man I want to be with no more. Like, I could see the wife learning that. And again, the wife has every right to set boundaries. But, let me guys know what you think about all these posts. Let me guys know what you think about all of this. I'm going to post this on YouTube. So let me know in the comments below. It's my first time ever doing a reading subreddits on stream, and I'm gonna read some more tomorrow.